Hello interwebs, welcome to Let's Fix Computers. This is a camera test video. I'm working on an Acer laptop here at the moment. I'm replacing the display cable. I would have recorded this from the start, however originally it looked like it was going to be a 30-second screen replacement job, LCD panel. However, it turned out that the LCD panel wasn't faulty on it. So the chap I bought this from, who I told, oh it only needs an LCD panel, you should get it fixed, he dodged a bullet, because now I've got to deal with it. Anyway, the reason why I say this is a camera test is I bought a second camera, so I can do this. Shazam! So what I've got here, I've brought a second Logitech C920, which is the same as what I use for my main camera here, except this one I've got the overview shot. Now we've got a bit of a crotch cam thing going on, which I'm not quite sure what to do about yet, so we're going to try and ignore that. However, if I just adjust the angle on this slightly, the idea now is that I can now use my normal camera, which I'm going to call the crane camera because it's on this kind of bendy crane arm thing. I can use the crane camera to do super close-up shots. So if I just switch back to the crane cam, like I normally do, I can now zoom in nice and close on something. And if I bring up the focus on it, I can even focus as well. Now focusing obviously is something that I normally do anyway, but you normally don't see it because I cut the sections where I'm focusing. So now I've got this close cam, and what I can do is I can turn on the overview cam, or I can switch to there and put the close cam there. So now I can have the close cam, but because we've got this overview cam, you can actually see where we're looking in the laptop. You can see what I'm looking at and what I'm working on. One slight problem I have at the moment is that my light, I normally have the light floating on the, I normally have it clamped to the side of the crane and pointing down here, which gives me fairly good lighting. However, it's horridly in the way of the overview cam. So I've moved it back to one of its older spots, which was, well, where you're seeing it now. And I'm just going to put that there, and it kind of gives me a little bit more desk illumination, but I'm going to have to buy something more powerful because I want stronger lights these days, especially because right now we're coming into winter and it's darker outside. In the height of summer, I'm usually kind of overwhelmed by sunlight, and I've actually considered getting blinds to reduce the amount of light. However, right now I have the opposite problem where I just need more wash lighting. But whatever, I'll figure something out. But yeah, so I'm still fiddling with this setup, so let me know what you think. I'm going to carry on replacing this display cable, and we can just see how useful that is. So I'm going to put this camera in its normal top-down position. So as you can see, the current camera sees the whole laptop, which is my default position for it. Let's just focus that again. And the overview camera can just see the entire desk. So now, when I want to lift the laptop up to do something like this, which I sometimes do when taking them apart, I can just move the close cam out of the way now, and you can still see what I'm doing on the overview cam, especially if I turn off the picture-in-picture. So now I don't have to drastically adjust the cameras every time I'm doing something that requires a wide-angle shot. It should also make life a lot easier when I'm working on desktops, because my single camera setup really doesn't work for desktops. So yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to carry on taking this thing apart. Right now I'm removing the display assembly on it just so I can take all the wires out. So where's my screwdriver gone? It's over here. So we're just going to take out the couple of screws that are still holding this display on. And now, as you can see, what I can do, if I want to show you exactly where that screw is, we can just come and bring that down there. Let's just spin this around actually, just so the camera moves to an easier angle. There we go. And focus. So we can remove this screw. Whoops, I'm a little bit too close to the camera here. But now, as you can see, I can do that detailed shot of the screw, and at the same time you can actually see where I'm working on the laptop, which is what I'm trying to achieve here. So if we just open up that hinge and then open up that hinge, we can take that body out now, I think. We've still got wireless leads. Oh god, these are going to... oh, what a pain in the ass. Okay, right, so that body is off. and that needs to go to one side. Right, so let's try switching to this camera. See, the problem is now is I want to have the picture-in-picture there, but I'm not sure if it's in the way or not. I mean, right now you guys don't need the overview cam, so I may as well just switch that off. The other disadvantage I've noticed is that while I have two Logitech C920s connected to the computer, the webcam driver, so the interface that comes up when you're adjusting the focus or picture settings, it cannot differentiate between the two of them, which makes it very difficult to individually adjust the settings. I've managed to get something working so I can adjust focus, because that's just critical. However, I've had to resort to setting the white balance to automatic. Normally I have the white balance on manual because the cameras are really bad at setting white balance, but I've had to put it on automatic, so that's why the white balance is looking a little bit different now and then. The main issue is that because I've got this sort of brown desk, it confuses the white balance sensors quite a lot, and I have a lot of trouble deciding what to set it to. Right, that is out. Here is my new display cable. That goes that way around, so that's going to go into the bottom of the screen. That's going to go, it's going to go there-ish. Okay, right, that clearly needs to be somewhere else. We've got an obvious kink in the wire there where it's been removed from the previous one, so that kink should obviously be a lot lower down. So I've got to pull this cable back a load. It probably goes in that little gap there. Lol. Yeah, see, this is what I'm slightly concerned about, is that I'm going to have to be constantly moving the picture-in-picture around to be in a useful position. You can see the difference in the white balance at the moment. Because the overview camera has got lots in the picture, it's not having difficulty picking up the white balance, whereas because the close cam, we're just going to have to make this preview smaller, I think. Let's go with that, maybe. I wish you could view pixel dimensions in the OBS preview, so then I could just set it to a nice even number, like 480p or something like that, and that would make me feel better. Let's go across the top. There we go. Now I'll just tuck that excess under. It's ready to go back in the computer, I think, and I can put the front bezel back on that now. Although I'm only going to put this bezel on loosely just in case it's got to come apart again, because yeah, I'm slightly concerned about this whole replacing display cable thing, because it's never the display cable. I mean, yeah, sure, every now and then you get a duff display cable, but 99 times out of 100 it's always the LCD panel. But, you know, I put in another LCD panel and that had exactly the same problem. So I guess this must be the 1 out of 100 times. Ah, that wire was supposed to go around that hook, but I don't care. The ridiculously small battery, look at that, that's daft. No need for it to be that small. And we'll put in those display screws. And we're going to know which hole they go in because there's an arrow pointing to the right hole. And now we can switch back to the overview camera and we'll switch that off and push you out the way. And now I can open this up and see if it works. And our survey says power on, power on, power on. Our survey says the battery's flat. Do we have a charge light on this? I don't think we do. Yeah, we should have. Let's see LEDs on the front. Let's try that now. Power on. I'm hearing noises that I don't like from that. I'm going to disconnect it while I answer the phone. Adamant IT. Okay, right. This thing is now switched on, and as you can see, we have display outputs. So I'm going to finish reassembling this properly now. I'm not quite sure why I didn't want to start up just then. I'm not using this. I don't have the. Well, yeah. I am using a different charger for it, so maybe it just doesn't like the 65 watt charger I have plugged in, which would be weird because this is a 40 watt laptop. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and fit the rest of the parts in, and we'll worry about that in a moment. It's probably just having a hissy fit because there are bits missing and that kind of thing. So, right, we can have the overview cam back, I think. Whoop. How's that? There we go. Alright, so that's going on the top. And we've got speakers that plug in. See, now I can do this without going, oh, I'm not showing what's going on the camera, because you guys can see what I'm doing with the overview camera. Whoop. Okay, right. We're just going to do another test on that now, just to make sure that charger's not going to have a hissy fit. Yeah, we've got a charge light at the front now. Charge light, and power, and picture. Wow. Good stuff. Alright, I think that'll do for now. I'm going to put the rest of the screws in. But yeah, that's the camera test. So I'll see you all next time. And bearing in mind, there'll probably be a huge amount of faffing about while I figure out exactly what I'm doing with these cameras. So expect some changes in the future. So yeah, see you all soon. Later.